All right. When you are ready, we will get settled. You can take a few deep breaths if that helps. Sometimes full deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you invite yourself here, meaning pure awareness. With the aim of all our practices is to reduce this tendency to think of ourselves as limited or suffering. Releasing forms of any self-rejection. So you can be objective here. Look at your body and mind and senses objectively. And contemplate upon the ultimate reality. So we use these helpful time-tested tools to do so wisely, efficiently. To connect with the earth element of your body. Many times we're walking in nature, working in the garden. This very dense gravitational force, let that also work through your legs, all the way down from top of the head through your arms. Feel the water element making everything even and balanced. And feel the air element as you breathe. Feel all the outer edges of your perception, your physical skin. That very light touch of air. Feel the warmth in your body, the fire element. Always maintaining this relatively hot body temperature. To space. Can you contain space? Can you start to release or let go of borders that are dividing any of these elements and feel everything mold, merge, and unify in space? What is aware of all of this? How is it possible to even objectify all of this? can know, you can feel your body relaxed. In your mind, perhaps at peace, or at least less engaged. So the screen is never affected by the movie. Just take these last few moments to relax completely, enjoying the presence of awareness. Perhaps bring your hands to somewhere at your heart, on your lap, resting on the body. This is our offering, making the effort, saying, we are here. This is our work as worship. This desire to be free, to be happy, to have peace, know peace. And extend that to all beings. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay, one moment. So as the longer days come in, and sometimes you even feel this pressure to be outside more, to work with that spring energy, and just always good to ground yourself as well. Just remembering those aspects of, the fire in the air can be very stimulating. And we know that we can feed that fire endlessly. It's like desire. So just always remember to, it's so good we have the meditations in our practice. Let's come to child's pose. And check in with the knees. Maybe you like to open them. Maybe you want to keep them a little more hip distance. Try to feel your pelvis. Try to have a sense of where the tailbone is. Almost getting that far away from crown of the head. Slight drawing up of your pubic bone towards your sternum. Maybe your hands back behind you or forward. Seeing how your spine is in this morning. You can always support your head too with your hands. Let's come into some 4-part yogic breathing for a moment. You're inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Just this sort of box breathing, perhaps little pauses, but Paying attention to the qualities of when we begin every inhale, begin every exhale, and see if that can almost be like a fine silk thread, so smooth. Always check in with how is the jaw, tongue inside the mouth. And I know with my own tensions in the neck, shoulders, these areas are just doing their own thing with creating, finding ways to be tense. If your hands are back, you can bring them forward. Stay with your breath. Lift up slightly onto fingertips and take your left arm under the right, palm facing up. Now have a sense of both shoulders. Think of the frame of your shoulders from collarbones, that protruding C7 bone on the back, like you kind of want to compress and squeeze it, and even balance them here. And just playing with that, reaching out with one hand, the opposite fingers going forward to the side. Oh. You can also put the head resting on the side or even bring the space of your third eye down, you know, bringing the forehead onto the mat. Always be curious to feel different angles of your body in space. Now try to feel the whole length of your spine, even where it's slightly rotating or the ribs are rotating. Ah, begin to change sides. Coming through neutral, using a breath in, and perhaps on your breath out, scooping your right hand underneath. Feel the frame of both shoulders. Even think of your collarbones and having them relatively in one line to each other. That squeeze in of your ribs. You breathe up into the top of the nose, back of the nose, and down along your spine. The forehead can go straight down, our head goes out to the side. This can also be a nice stretch for the left side of the chest, left armpit. Oh. And we slowly release and come up. Let's come into all fours. And I'll turn to face you. And begin with some slow cat-cows. You can have the little toes tucked underneath you. See how that feels. And start to open up from body. Let your inhale take you there. Exhale as you find the upper arm squeezing in, outer hips squeezing in, rolling, relaxing the back of the head. Keep it going, this opening breath. Next time you come in and round, you take your time to get there. Keep the head really relaxing down. And just roll one chin to one shoulder. And then to the opposite. And what you'll find here is you might be able to lift your chest a little bit higher and make some more space under your collarbones. And feel free to pause. And what is that like when we really draw the chin and that lower jawbone deep into the throat? You might even find you've lost a little bit of the tuck of the tailbone, so curl in a little more. Ah, nice, and release, come to neutral. And feel free to widen your hips, widen your hands, and draw some circles with the shoulders or the knees over the wrists. Bending elbows. I'd even like to turn one hand back, rock your weight forwards and back. Nice. Now, you can cross your ankles behind you. Let yourself roll back so you can take a seat. And then I'll turn to face you. We can extend right leg forward, sole of left foot coming to the seam of the leg here, just to change up in the hips. Let your weight sink down into the legs and roll the shoulders up, back, down. And a little forward. And start to bring the hands out. As you bring your hands out, feel the rib cage. Front ribs coming in and down, back of the neck long. Try to perceive the ears, the shoulders, and the hips. That might mean sending the tailbone right down to the ground, lifting your pubic bone up toward the sternum. So we have this sense of, oh, where's the spine in space? Right toes are active. Extend out through each fingertip and feel this little dance of your spine inside all these little brackets and extensors. Now stay long open through the throat. Take a deep breath. Bring the hands up and begin to interlace them on the back of your head. Notice I already feel these tensions inside the arms, the forearms. And we're here. We're continuing to relax the chest. Feel your collarbones open. Feel that nice support in the head. Back of the ribs, side of the ribs, from bottom portion of your ribs relaxing down. Tailbone down. Hips relaxing, especially that left knee. Pubic bone up. And just with the eyes as you take a deep breath. Head stays nice and relaxed. Let the eyes go all the way to your right elbow. And stretch your eyes as far right as you can. Seeing even what's around the right elbow, beyond. And you might just feel slight releases, maybe in the back of the neck. There might be an invitation to take a deeper breath, a sigh or a yawn. Try to soften the legs, feet. And relax, relax the hands, come back to center. Slide your right hand down the right leg, maybe find somewhere on the foot, and just let the head soften in space. And here there can be little motions, little kind of rolls of the shoulders, sort of rock side to side. You might reach for the foot with both hands. As you feel your upper arm bones sort of roll into where they're meant to be placed. And extend out through the neck, crown of the head. Inhale to rise up. Change out your legs. Left leg goes forward, so the right foot is coming in. And here, once again, we'll bring the hands out. Let your tailbone kind of get underneath you. You sort of activate the glute muscles. Squeeze your ischium bones in. Let the pubic bone lift up. And we'll work this deep strength of the deeper layers of the abdominals. Fingers are active. Grow tall through the crown of the head. Feel your ears, shoulders, hips in one line. And it's slight lift of your diaphragm up and under the ribs, but keeping the ribs open. And breathing deep. Jaw relaxed. Next inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Interlace, maybe the awkward way. Find the back of your head. Now let your head kind of lean back. Let your arms nicely press into the cranium. You feel left and right side. Soften down through the legs. Jaw is relaxed. Deep breath. Keep the head nice and stable. Just the eyes. Stretch them out to left elbow. Keep that stretch going. You're going as far left with both eyes. We relax both shoulders. Maybe a deeper breath. We're softening both legs. Just feel the belly expand. You might feel slight little movements in the back of your hand as you lengthen out your, this is for the 10th cranial nerve, vagus nerve. We hopefully will feel even more relaxed. And sometimes we want that power kick of the morning. But you can have the power kick and be relaxed, be steady. Your eyes stretching. A few more seconds. And then gently let it go. Eyes will close. You'll soften over your left leg or in the middle, anywhere. You don't have to hold a foot, but you can. And find little inhales that kind of lift you up. Feel the extension. You won't be anywhere near what you can go to normally, but we're just sort of feeling this stretch across the backside and the back of the leg. Might even press back of the knee down slightly more, get into the thigh, being mindful, of course, of the knee. Just letting the weight go into the leg. And slowly coming up. And cross your left shin in front of the right. Draw your toes back towards your knees. And take an inhale to lift both arms up. Feel your side body open. Straight with the spine. And exhale, we'll twist to the right. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Some people will bind with left hip if the hand goes there. But squeeze your upper arm bones in. Try to have a sense of the side waists and belly all hugging to midline. And get really tall up through the head. Collarbones are opening, shoulder blades down the back. And then exhaling slowly, you're kind of pulling the navel back. Gazing behind you. Work with breath. Big breaths. Exhale, the squeezes go a little deeper. And then turn your head back first, stretch out the neck, and come back round to center. Take your next breath, raise arms up and over. Active toes. Twisting over to the other side, the tailbone is down. Squeezing through the upper arms. Feel the sideways belly work in, pubic bone up, collarbones opening, neck is tall and relaxed. Face is open. Every time you can find that inhale, let some space in. Exhale, move into those little sort of deeper, more, closer toward the spine spaces. Let your head come back first as you release cervical spine. Unravel. And we'll send the legs out in front. We can rock back. We can sort of have the hands facing forward. So we're stretching into the wrist, the triceps. Draw the lower belly in and down and let the chest lift. So you're getting this indeed front stretch of your body and a little bit of core support. Open the legs and roll them side to side. And try to keep the lower belly pulling in and down. Try to keep the chest lifted. And finding that squeeze in the back body. Upper arm bones hogging in. And here we come down onto the forearms. Same thing, pull the lower belly down. Let your tailbone move more towards your heels. Feel the frame of your upper arm supporting the chest. Squeeze your scapula together as you lift the chest. And chin stays nice and relaxed. Back of the neck is long, parallel to the floor, or the chin parallel to the ground. And you might just explore lifting one leg. Lower belly coming in. And changing sides, tapping, pointing through the toes. Now we can bring both legs up. Still pressing into the arms, the elbows. And we lower one leg, hovering off the ground. Pubic bone up toward the sternum, changing. Inhale, one leg lengthens away, and exhale back. Keep the chest lifted, keep your arms really active. Whoa. Feel your scapula still drawing together. Gaze is soft, pointing through the toes. Lower belly coming in and down. Now let the knees bend. Let yourself be pressed back up into a seat. Either crossing at your ankles, or you can put the legs out to one side to come back. Measure out the distance of your arms in an extended child's pose. Sway the pelvis left and right. You can have a little look at your forearms, inner elbows coming forward, the whole handprint pressing down. And slowly as you come up, tuck your toes. As you tuck your toes, hover your knees. And try to get this action of your strong, straight arms. So you can hover and lower. And what we don't realize is sometimes we shift the weight from left to right with the strength of our arms. Wrap your biceps forward. Open your scapula on the back. Find that little movement. Tailbone back, pubic bone toward the sternum. Now, before we go to down dog, can you keep both arms, they can be wide, pressing evenly down, biceps going forward, and start to move your chest back to your thighs. Squeeze your hands, arms down.
And then starting to look in between the legs. As you lift your hips a little higher, the heels can be lifted here. You can really pull the heels up into the calves to work to straighten the legs. And then maybe the chest a little further back to the thighs. Jaw is soft, relaxing the head. Press arms strong, firm down. Pull up the front of the thighs right up into your hips. Now, maybe sway hips a little left and right. Start to work bending knees. As you feel the side waist hugging in. Now, how much of the back of the vertebra in your back body, back line of your spine can you feel? And maybe the pressure's coming off the arms slightly as you're warming up tissues, muscles of the legs. Little sways of your head, little shake out of your head, nodding. And sort of in the no fashion as well. Let's walk forward to meet the hands, small little steps. Head is relaxed. Fingertips under your shoulders, moving the chest between your arms, looking to the point of your nose, halfway lift. And then bending elbows, relaxing in, Uttanasana. And then a few more times as you wave motion through the spine. Halfway to full fold. Again, it's just warming up the legs, warming up the spine. We don't feel like we're in our most open state, full capacity. But being present to all the little details. Next time you fold in, you might like to hug the back of the knees, find your elbows. And you can also find a little cat shape here with the back. Start to spread your scapula across the back. Feel your collarbones opening here, really relaxing the chin in toward your throat. The knees can be soft and supple. And then let go of the hands, arms heavy. Feel the feet and start to roll up your spine. When you arrive, take a few shoulder rolls. Beautiful. Let's take hands to the hips. Feet can be just a little wider than hips distance. And draw some figure of eights with your pelvis, trying to smooth them into each corner. And almost like you wanted to lift up with your head, with the chest. You might then get a little bit lower, maybe bend the knees a little bit more. Just to find that release through the lower back. And then we'll go the other way, which can feel a little awkward to find into first. It's almost like you're figure of eighting the whole way up your spine. And just don't worry what it looks like or even the cues, but what feels releasing as well as mobilizing, strengthening for your bones, your tissues. And then just let the feet maybe come a little closer together, hands forward. Feel the bones of the toes, the heels, squeezing down, rooting, earthing into the floor, tailbone heavy. As you invite the tailbone to get right down to the earth, Feel that draw up through the front body. Feel your breath make space in the belly. Feel the diaphragm expand in the ribs. Feel your arms relax even more. Weight in your fingers. Crown of the head reaching. Jaw relaxed. Hands come together at your heart space. Your prayer for the day. A little bit of time to move through one sun A. So in that meditation, with no expectation, raise arms up and overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. As you fold, you can bend the knees, let the head relax, back of the head rolling in. Halfway lift, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Step back to plank. Feel your strong force in plank, arms pressing, heels back, front body strong. Knees to the ground, bring the shoulders over your wrists. Look forward as you come into prone position. Maybe hands move forward, hug elbows in. Inhale to lift, upper arm bones plugged in, scapula going down the back body, chest lifting. Exhale to lower. Maybe 2 more cobras here, really active in your legs, squeezing the glutes. You move the hands to where your shoulders need you to move them. So you find that spreading open in the chest. Maybe the fingertips. Next time you lift in cobra, pause here, feel the strength of your arms, tuck your toes, and move back to downward facing dog. Lifting the tailbone high. Now lengthen the breath. Feel the front ribs draw in, pubic bone rising up to meet the front ribs. You could spread across your lower back. Imagine there was 2 hands on the lower back moving out to the sides, heels working down. Form handprints. At the bottom of your next exhale, bend the knees, look forward, and walk or step into a seat. Or come and lay down onto the back body. Now, yogi's choice. Is it happy baby for the hips, more low back? Maybe a bridge to sort of strengthen, feel more engagement of your spine, or just a little light twist or stretch for your arms or even the head. Oh, these gentle morning check-ins. You just take a little note now of what you feel, where you feel it. Start to let it go completely. Start to relax. Find a moment of stillness.
Through practice and objectivity. Let go of the false conditionings our mind tends to default to, unnecessary fears, ignorant thoughts such as self-rejection, limitations, unnecessary desires, feeling that we lack. Truth is, your nature is fullness, content, the abode of peace. Happiness that doesn't wane. So confidently claim your divinity. And enjoy your days, your beautiful day today until we meet again soon. Beautiful beings. Dearest Indra, dearest Deborah, dearest Jill, all the love. Anyone who might watch this recording. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.